This video is to be used for educational purposes only and is not intended to replace individual research or licensed investment advice. Unique experiences and past performance does not guarantee future results. Trading stocks, options, and spot currencies involves substantial risk, and there's always the potential for loss. Your trading results may vary. No representations are being made that any software or training will guarantee profits or not result in losses from trading. This is the Premier Trade Market Wrap.
This is the Market Wrap for Monday. I'm Jack Lott here on the James Dix Financial Network. The collapse of the housing market along with a credit crunch will weigh down economic growth in the final 3 months of this year and cause economic activity to lag in 2008. The latest look ahead from the National Association for Business Economics says that the gross domestic product is on track to expand at just a 1.5% pace from October through December. Oil prices increased with more talk among OPEC members about converting their cash reserves to the euro and away from the U.S. dollar. There's also a doubt a possible OPEC output hike next month would get more supplies to market in time for winter. National average price for gasoline rose about 13 cents over the last 2 weeks, according to oil industry analyst Trilby Lundberg. The average price of regular gas was $3.09 a gallon, mid-grade $3.21, premium $3.32. Xerox announced its first quarterly cash dividend in 6 years, a sign that business is again healthy. A dividend of $4.25 per share will be payable January 31st for shareholders of record on December 31st. And Chrysler is considering wide-ranging branding changes that would streamline its product offerings and eliminate as many as 1,000 dealers. Plan under discussion calls for Chrysler dealers to sell all of the automaker's passenger cars under the Chrysler name. Dodge dealers would sell only pickup and commercial trucks. Jeep dealers sell only Jeep and sport utility vehicles. In Forex news today, the U.S. dollar continued to consolidate against majors in a quiet day. The yen was lifted on the risk aversion by a decline in the Asian and European stock markets. But after all, it's still stuck in a familiar range. Markets will look into housing data from the U.S. tomorrow to trigger some volatility and is expected to take the dollar even lower. Tomorrow's housing starts and building permits are also expected to show further deterioration in the U.S. housing markets. The Bank of England's latest inflation report was one of the pessimistic documents it's produced in 10 years since it became independent. It's realistic in seeing most likely outcome that growth next year shows sharply in UK and that inflation, while moving a bit higher near term, will be comfortably close to the 2% target level beyond that small near-term hump. U.S. dollar was slightly higher against most major counterparts throughout the day, but fell modestly against the yen, with many investors reluctant to take aggressive new positions in a Thanksgiving holiday-shortened week, in which the Federal Reserve will be releasing the minutes of its October 31st meeting, as well as its new economic forecast through 2009. Some analysts believe that Tuesday's inaugural release of the Fed's 3-year forecast should, by design, reveal a relatively encouraging growth path for inflation and for output. Economic reports tomorrow. Again, housing starts and building permits for October in the morning. In earnings news, Lowe's company said it earned $643 million, or 43 cents a share, for the quarter. That's down from $716 million, or 46 cents a share, in the year-ago period. Campbell Soup reporting a 7.2% decline in first quarter profit as the world's largest soup maker absorbed higher costs. Conagra Foods plans to reiterate its earnings forecast for 2009 and 10 when it meets with institutional investors this week. Scheduled earnings coming out on Tuesday include Office Depot, BJ's, Hormel Foods, D.R. Horton, Barnes & Noble, Foot Locker, Borders, Hot Topic, Saks, Mesa Air Group, and Zales. And some of the stocks in the news today included Citigroup, which was downgraded to a sell from neutral at Goldman Sachs, with the broker seeing up to $15 billion in write-downs from collateralized debt obligations over the next couple of quarters. Applied Materials said it's purchasing privately held Italy-based Bacini for about $330 million in cash. Cooper Tire and Rubber said its board approved a $100 million share buyback. And that's the Market Wrap on this Monday. I'm Jack Lott, and this is the James Dix